Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. So, what did I say this morning? Bullish signal triggered, and it's looking pretty bullish right now as Bitcoin breaks above $71,000. So let's talk about everything that's happened today and what more we can expect going forward. And a couple of alts that are battling it out right now. So let's do it. Welcome, 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 guys. Look at how beautiful things look. We're back up to 71,000. You know, my Sunday walk videos have been absolutely on point. I don't know if you guys have been watching it. I did say I think Bitcoin's going to break above 70K. I think this week is going to be good. Nothing's going to stand in Bitcoin's way. And we're only Tuesday. And look at where we are now. We're about to test some previous highs. And 71.3, actually, it's a very important mark. And I'm going to tell you guys why. Okay, but right now things are looking good, and even from a chart perspective, it doesn't look like things are very overheated either. So this is just about to begin. Now, what happened today? Well, from a U.S. economy standpoint, this happened, and it's not good. In the U.S., job openings fell to the lowest level since February 2021. That is not good. Fed Chair Powell has a big problem on his hand. Economy is slowing down in a big way. Unemployment is about to go up. So what do? You got to cut rates, right? That's the only thing you could do. But we have elevated inflation. So can he really cut rates? He has to, because there's elections coming up. And he has to cut rates. So he's really stuck between a rock and a hard place. Inflation has not come down all the way. It's entrenched. Yet the economy is slowing down. This is the absolute worst kind of scenario to be in for a Fed chair. Okay, but regardless, we know he's going to cut rates. He's going to do it. It's going to happen sooner or later, maybe as soon as this month. With all the bad economic data, yeah, it's bad. So it's actually pretty bullish for something like Bitcoin and others and equities and everything else, right? Remember yesterday when there was an error in Berkshire Hathaway? Berkshire Hathaway dropped 99%. Well, you know what? It actually did versus Bitcoin. So, of course, people are going back and looking at Bitcoin's performance, which can't be replicated because nothing outperforms Bitcoin. But since 2015 till now, Berkshire Hathaway stock has dropped 99.36% versus Bitcoin. Imagine if Berkshire Hathaway just bought a little bit of Bitcoin back in 2015, they would have, I don't know, their market cap may be like 10 times bigger. 10 times bigger than what it is now, right? And that was not too long ago. This is why you don't bet against Bitcoin. And the same thing with fiat. You look at how fiat has fared against Bitcoin, it's probably down like just as much, 99% within, the last few years because of all the inflation and overprinting and everything else that has happened, right? This is why you don't bet against Bitcoin. It is the best hedge against inflation by far because nothing out appreciates it over the long haul. Nothing. Okay? That's how strong it is. And Bitcoin right now has a bigger market cap than even Facebook, has a larger market cap than Berkshire Hathaway. And pretty soon, it's going to have a bigger market cap than silver. It has happened before, and it's going to happen again, but it's quite amazing to think about a digital currency created by Satoshi out of thin air in 2009, yet it's about to surpass the global market cap for silver. And that's just the beginning. Then it's going to climb up and up and up and up. And eventually it will overthrow gold, having the largest market cap of any asset on the planet. It's going to happen. Maybe not this cycle. It's going to happen next cycle when Bitcoin hits $700,000, $800,000, $900,000, $1 million each. If you have dreams of becoming a millionaire, you know, quite simply, all you need to do is attain one Bitcoin. I think within the next 10 years, Bitcoin will be above $1 million. In 10 years, just a decade, is not too far off, right? That's how fast things move. Now, another reason why Bitcoin went up today, massive FOMO from the ETFs, okay? Well, massive FOMO from the institutions, and they're buying ETFs as much as they can. I mean, today's inflow, not complete, but the numbers are massive today. Volume, massive. You're talking about IBIT with over 1.3 billion in volume, Fidelity close to $500 million, and so forth. But what's more important is how much inflows there were today. Just Bitwise had 61 million. Grayscale had 28 million, yes. Okay. And then you have BlackRock with a massive 275 million today. ARK had 139 million. And Fidelity led today with 379 million. You put all that together, you're talking about like $800 million flowing into Bitcoin today. 800 million, close to $1 billion that went into the ETFs, taken out of circulation. I've been talking about institutional FOMO. If this is not it, I don't know what is, because that is absolutely massive, and this could be just the beginning. We know Australia opened ETFs, Thailand is going to open, Hong Kong has ETFs, and Canada has ETFs. I mean, you'll get ETFs everywhere soon. And FOMO is going to build across all regions around the world. Okay. This is why Bitcoin is going to go a lot higher. A lot higher. Another reason why Bitcoin is going to go a lot higher is because, well, from a money perspective, you notice that, hey, we're in an inverse head and shoulders pattern. When it comes to Bitcoin versus the money supply, the M1 money supply. And you know the last time something like this happened, that's what happened. That's actually looking at Dow Jones, but you could see Dow Jones went through stagflation for 2 freaking decades. But you could argue it still had that inverse head and shoulders pattern. And then what happened when it broke out? It never stopped. But when it comes to Bitcoin, right? Obviously, we're not talking about decades, but we're still spanning a few years from 2018 all the way to 2024. Keep in mind, this is against the M1 money supply. This is not against fiat, but it's an interesting perspective if you look at it this way, okay? It has spanned for over 6 years to form this pattern. And if this follows the Dow Jones, guess what's going to come next? Explosion upwards, okay, to levels that we can't even fathom at this point. Well, we can fathom it, but it's going to be unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable. Now, this morning, I talked about a great big buy signal, a bullish signal, hash ribbons. You know, it's unbelievable because the last time this trigger was when Bitcoin was around 25,000. And the time before that it triggered was around 16,000. This usually indicates capitulation of miners. And that's usually a good thing because when the miners capitulate, that's when things start going up, right? That's what the hash ribbon is basically measuring. And, you know, and I said this morning, considering that Bitcoin is like 69,000 and this is flashing by, think about how bullish that is, because the last time this flash was at $25,000. That is incredibly bullish indeed. And I also covered this morning. 800 million worth of shorts will be liquidated once we surpass 71.3. So you may be wondering why we're not breaking above that 71.3 and heading to 72,000. It's because the shorts are making a stand there. And if they lose, we're going to get nearly $1 billion worth of shorts liquidated. And guess what that's going to do? We're going to have a massive short squeeze that's going to send Bitcoin higher, could push us beyond 73,000 and break into 74, 75 for the first time in Bitcoin's history. We're like right at the cusp of that. We're like right there. And who knows, when the FOMO builds up tomorrow, we have another massive inflow day, 800 million or whatever it may be from Wall Street. We're going to be around 80K, 90K, 100K right around the corner. I mean, just have to put two and two together. Put two and two together. Here's another thing to put together. Miner supply is at a 14-year low. Okay. Exchange supply to a 2017 low. Kraken, Coinbase, seeing massive outflows. Guess where they're going, where the Bitcoin's going? To the ETFs or to the whales or to whoever, Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy and other Metaplanet and other companies that have started adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet. This is not going to stop. We just actually started. And now that we're past May, remember the saying, go away in May or sell in May, go away or whatever it is. We're past May. We're in June. We're about to enter some bullish months. So it's looking pretty good, guys. It's looking pretty darn good. But of course, it's not just Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin is doing well. Today, overall, the market cap is exploding upwards. But you got a lot of winners today. Some that we normally don't talk about, like BNB, it's at a freaking all-time high of $700. Look at this right here. From all-time high, it can't even compute it. It's actually +1. Congratulations for BNB holders. They are going absolutely nuts. But Toncoin is up 9%. Solana's up 4%. Green all around. Uniswap up 19%, even though it's still 75% off from its previous high. But you got good movers today. But you know what is surprising is Ethereum. Ethereum was so much enthusiasm recently with the Ethereum spot ETFs being approved. Why is it not moving? I don't know. I actually don't know why Ethereum's not moving today. Maybe it's still consolidating. Maybe it's a breather. But I did see this. David Hoffman with Bankless invited Anatoly from Solana and the ETH dev, and they battled it out. Although I'd rather see them battle it out in the pit of karate combat, okay? And I'm going to make that happen somehow. Get Anatoly to fight Charles Hoskinson in karate combat in IFC. That would blow up the internet. I'm going to make that happen. But anyways, but what about, in the meantime, Ethereum versus Solana, right? There are basically pros and cons to both. So a lot of people do think Ethereum is going to have a supply shock moment just like Bitcoin, because the ETFs, researchers are saying it may attract 4 billion in inflows in just 5 months. It could happen. And if Bitcoin ETFs continue to get hotter, then ETH ETFs, once they're out, will be pretty hot as well. So that definitely can drive Ethereum upwards, right? In fact, there's actually a couple ETH futures ETFs that launched today and did pretty good volume, but they're future-based. They're not spot-based. It's just a matter of time. And let's not forget, the biggest advantage Ethereum has is its TVL, total value locked, which is at a staggering 60%. Okay, that is massive, absolutely massive in terms of total TVL. So they do have the lead in that. But when it comes to Solana, they pretty much had the lead in everything else. Solana has definitely become the king or the home of meme coins. Every single successful meme is basically launched on Solana these days. Yes, there's a few exceptions on base, but mostly every single one, and ETH, I should say, most of the new ones, all the popular ones are now on Solana. Okay, you have 500,000 tokens launched on Solana alone last month. If that happened with ETH would break. ETH could not handle that kind of volume or launches. They would absolutely break, but it doesn't matter on Solana because they can handle it, right? And you got like projects like Pump.Fun, who is helping contribute to all the tokens. Not to say that having 500,000 tokens released per month is good, but still shows the potential. And Pump.Fun is generating 30 million of volume per month now, which is absolutely crazy. But you know, other things like active address accounts, Solana is simply dominating. Jupiter is dominating. Jitto is dominating. Everything on Solana is dominating. So it's just a matter of time before they go much higher. All right, what else is there? Last I saw this, Telegram is up pretty big because they're shilling Notcoin. Basically, I talked a lot about Notcoin and Telegram and Toncoin recently. They are just doing really well, right? They may be the, you can kind of call them the baby Solana, but they really have nothing to do with Solana. But the way they're moving, I mean, it's hard to ignore. Hard to ignore. All right, guys. That is it. Oh, by the way, look at this guy right here. In case you guys don't know, that's Nick Carter. Who wants to take on this 165 pound of pure Bitcoin muscle in July? It's on the Influencer Fight Club X, okay? If you guys are interested, or if you're interested in fighting, or if you're interested in taking on anyone else, make sure you go follow the X page and apply, or get like someone like Anatoly to apply, or Charles to apply, or apply to fight Nick Carter, whoever. But that's a crazy transformation within just a few months. All right, let's do some Q&A. All right, let's see. Scrolling up. Got a good crowd today. Almost 4,000 people tuned in. Congrats, everyone. Charlie Munger rolled again. Leave Charlie Munger alone. Let's see. Snack had a good month. Snack still supporting them. I order my teas from you. Can't wait to get them. Thank you. I do have a small merch store. I wonder if Barrett Soloway has liquidated shorts. I don't know. At this point, it has to be liquidated, or he at least closed them. Let's see. Sell in May and regret in 2025. That's pretty much right. Solana is the fastest horse, and you want the fastest low market cap horse. Heinze says. I don't necessarily disagree there. 55 Porter Charter Lee single-handedly tanked Litecoin back in 2018. Yeah, he definitely contributed to that when he said he sold his bag. And he didn't really sell his bag because then he used his other bag to fund the foundation, which made no sense. But hey, that's the past. Bygones be bygones. Is that how it goes? I I don't even know if there's any development in Litecoin anymore. $10 gifted memberships from Jeff. Thank you. Charlie versus Altcoin Twins. Altcoin Daily guys, they're like marketing partners of Casey, but they'll never fight. I've tried very hard. They will not. I mean, it's just not for some people. Like, I can't. My knees are so bad. If I got one kick in or I got kicked, I'll be dead. I just fall to the ground. So it's not for everyone. But surprising amount of people are asking to fight. And, you know, big project leaders, gaming companies, game developers, influencers, a lot of women, you know, people you figure won't want to fight, but they're actually looking to fight. It's just making everything very exciting. And there's big plans for IFC later this year and next year. Sith Lord, you need to do daily walk videos to help our portfolio. I do it every Sunday already. Every Sunday, even though the forest I walk in is full of cicadas everywhere, and it's hard to concentrate. BitBoy fought well. He did. I'm gonna ask him to fight again in September. He has this boxing match this month again with another league. I don't know how that's gonna go, but I definitely want him to participate in IFC in September. I think I have a really good opponent for him. I haven't talked to him about it yet, but I think he's gonna like that. Ed Austin, appreciate it. Know any good crypto-related credit cards? You mean like a debit card? There are a few, like CRO, you know, Crypto.com offers it, and there's a few others out there. But like, why would you want to spend your crypto right now? That doesn't make a lot of sense, right? Yeah, Billy McFarland's also. I mean, Billy McFarland, everyone thought was going to lose. I wasn't that familiar with him before, to be honest, but like, if you guys know about the Fire Festival and how much of a disaster that was led by Billy. And there's a Netflix documentary about it. It was just like absolutely shameful. But kind of like Ben, he took the fight very seriously, won, gaining a lot of national press. He wants to fight again. He called out Ja Rule. I don't know if Ja Rule's gonna fight, but yeah. Matt and Rodder, what do you think is better, fetch or under? Under? What's under? What's under? I know what fetch is. I don't know what under is. Or you go release a I Am George token when you get on Joe Rogan. That'll be awesome. That'll be an awesome place to like declare that I'm launching it. And then Joe would never allow that episode to air. What do you think about SUI now that's based on tokenomics? I mean, there's an incredible amount that's waiting to be unlocked, and I know a lot of people are unhappy about it, but you know, a lot of these projects just bake in, you know, unlock periods, and you know, a lot of it's for insiders and so forth. Sometimes they relock the tokens just to please everyone. They may do something like that, but you know, I don't quite. I think that in a bull market they could still move past it for sure. Dustin says, in short term, looking for technical help. I gave away my keys and lost a substantial bag. Why would you give away your key? Dustin, I'm not sure if anyone can help you if you already gave your private key away. I'm sorry to hear that, but I don't know why or what would compel you to do so. Habits for Humanity, I appreciate that. Thoughts on Bird Dog on Solana. Never heard of it. I guess it's kind of a clever name, but not really. Bird dog. 4 million market cap. Let's zoom out a little bit. Had a decent spike at the beginning, a spike, and it just went down. It lost all momentum here. So not looking the greatest. If it could hold at 4 million, like if it could hold at this level, is fine, but there's a good chance it could dump down here. Sorry, what's better, fetch or render? When fetch turns to ASI, they could be a real powerhouse. They're already a powerhouse, but the ASI token, once they form the merger, could be even bigger powerhouse. So I'm waiting to see what happens there. Render is still good. And then a baby render would be someone like Flux, still very undervalued. Man, bear, cow. George, I need a job. You know what? I'm looking to hire, but I need someone that's very creative, that could think outside the box with creative ideas for like shows that I could do, like challenge shows, game shows, things that like Mr. Beast and all the other people that they do on a smaller scale, like coming up with creative ideas to challenge people, or like, you know, gaming type people, or gamification of challenges or whatever, right? That's tough. It really takes someone that knows how to think outside the box. And so far, I haven't met someone like that. But if you are someone like that, I'd be interested in talking to you. Thoughts on Big Time Token? Well, they're like a gaming platform. I believe they're on Avalanche. Am I right? Or are they not an Avalanche? I thought they were on Avalanche. Maybe they're not. I covered them a while back. I just haven't been keeping up with them. I'm pretty sure they have a subnet on Avalanche. Yeah, I haven't kept up. I guess maybe their preseason is here. Kind of looks cool, like World of Warcraft. Games have not been doing that well. So 200 million, that's not bad. All time, they're about the same as their when they first launched. So they lost this momentum. They could gain it back. Right now, games are just not that hot. Do you think Chuck will get a buck? I'm buying more. I don't know. I do have a bag of Chuck, but I don't know if it can go up more. I hope it can. Dustin, bow. You didn't even answer your previous question, man. Like, how did you lose your key? Is Kulo dead? No. Well, from a price perspective, right now, yes. But I know they're still building. Kulo Swap 2, and they're going cross-chain. So they are working on stuff. I think you just have to be patient with them. Is purchasing a house to live in a good idea? There's opportunity costs. I feel like I would make more money in crypto stock. So, you know, you could argue it's never a good idea to buy a house, but at some point you want to settle down, right? Like, I get there are certain people or gurus like Grant Cardone that would say, you'll never buy a place to live, always rent, you know? Like with a house, you just kind of want it to be yours, right? You could do whatever you want with it and so forth. You don't have to pay all of it in cash. You could still use majority of money to invest. And if you have enough, pay it off. I feel like at least everyone should have a home for themselves rather than rent. And depending on where you live, that house can still appreciate quite a lot. If you live in a big city, for example, like LA or Miami, houses are still appreciating like crazy. So that's kind of my 2 cents. It doesn't sit well with me that Iggy Azalea meme coin is at 100 million. You're talking about celebrity memes. There are a lot of celebrity memes that are coming out every single day, but I think it's going to all come to a halt because SEC is going to start going after some of these people. So I think right now they don't quite understand. They have a developer that's going to them and say, hey, I'll create a coin for you. You can make a lot of money. They don't quite understand the influence that they have and whether they are fair launched. I doubt it. They probably hold a huge bag. The devs that have done it probably have a huge bag and they may be dumping. So I don't know. If you make some money, just get out with them. George, I will work for free for 3 months to get a job in crypto. Lots of experience in market. I don't really, for what I'm looking for, I don't need someone that has a lot of experience in crypto, right? I want someone that's really creative, that can come up with ideas that I can implement to make shows around. And as it's supposed to be entertaining, it's not about investing. It's not about dollar cost averaging. It's not about finding the next gem. It's not about shilling meme coins. It's about contests and doing creative contests that people will want to do for a prize and have a premise where it makes people want to watch. So that's what I'm looking for. Someone that's a really creative, outside the box thinker. Han, yo, Super Trump or Giga Trump? Neither one. They both sound horrible. Luca is asking about, I think that's how you say Luca. Lumiere is a AI low market cap. What are your thoughts? You know, I've looked at them before. I haven't looked at them since. They're not that low. 200 million. That's not that low. They're decent. They've been going sideways since 2017. Wow. Okay, I changed my mind. They're basically at 2017 levels. They launched in 2017. 2021, they barely broke above. Yeah, they're just not good at marketing. At this point, you got to recognize that they are not good at marketing. Otherwise, they should be a lot higher. It was supposed to be the wallet support chatbot, and it was late. Honestly, all logic went out the window. Well, I'm sorry, Dustin. I'm very sorry for that. Lesson learned. Move from it, or pick yourself up and move forward. Do you think this cycle would lead by Solana memes and ton coin tap games and all the narratives will play a second fiddle? You know, there's always new narratives, but right now it's definitely led by those narratives, but it could change. You know, Depend project could get hot. Games could get hot. I'm still expecting normal good games to get hot. Of course, new DEXs and DeFi projects get hot. You know, we tend to see rotation, right? So I don't think tap games, it could be overplayed. You know, you're going to have a ton of tap games come out and eventually it's overplayed and then the new narrative comes out. I don't think memes will ever be overplayed, though, even though there are so many memes coming out. But people love to gamble. People love to speculate. So, Sith Lord says, if you rent, that money is gone. If you own, at least you'll get some of it back. If not, or a profit when you sell. Yeah, that's right. But I think the argument is not because of that. The argument is if you buy, you're putting more money into the house versus you could use that money to invest, right? So there's that argument. But at some point, you know, like a home, I feel like everyone needs a place to settle down, right? One that you could call your own home and you can do whatever you want in that home. It's yours, right? I just don't feel like if you're renting all the time, you just don't get that stability. Robbie Amaro, big super chat. Thanks for being the best teacher and coach in crypto. I appreciate that support. Thank you. And 13 likes on that super chat. London Link says, Charles cares about the tech, not the price, which is easy to do when you are a billionaire. Yes, well said. Well said. ADA has no marketing. ADA is trash. to quote people in the live chat. Now that Engine will be delisted from Coinbase, time to trade Engine for something else or hold. You know, to be quite honest, Engine completely dropped off the face of the earth. You know, in 2021, you know, they were coming out the new chain on Polkadot. You know, they actually were around much longer than that. And even in 2018 cycle, they were, you know, they were into NFTs. They had their own new standard. They had a Minecraft integration. I mean, I don't know what happened. They completely went dark. No one knows what's going on in the engine anymore. Brianna says, George, I took a crypto break and got wrecked by NBA bets. You placed a lot of bets on the playoffs. Best coins to recoup some losses. I don't know what to tell you. You got to pay attention. What did I talk about today? Solana. What did I talk about today? Bitcoin. What did I talk about today? Ton. Start paying attention. Can you talk about Coinbase Smart Wallet set to release tomorrow? What do you want me to say? It's a freaking wallet. That's all you need to know. So it's basically that I think they went away from private keys, so they have a new way to store your password and recover. Now some people think that's probably dangerous. So other than that, you know, it has a lot of integrations with Coinbase, just like the normal wallet and NFTs. I don't know what else is smart about it. It has a built-in swap, I'm sure. It has dApp Store for sure. Again, it's just a wallet. I don't know. It's not something to be like crazy excited about. Man, if we pass 71,300, we're going to have an $800 million short squeeze. Okay? 800 million short squeeze. I don't know what that means. If that means Bitcoin's going to pump to 73 or 75,000, that could happen. Top gaming coins. There are a few. You know, I still think Vulcan is doing well. They're expanding a lot. Kind of confusing in terms of what their direction is because they're going so. They have a launch pad. They have a new chain. They're trying to onboard everything on there. And they have their existing games, but they're still there. A couple of the new ones like Shrapnel's very hot, right? I tend to like the gaming chains, right? I think someone like Beam or Immutable, I think they have great potential. You got smaller plays like DFK that's still trying to get themselves back up. And they have some stuff going on, like Wagman Games. They're trying to push into another game. I mean, there's a lot of these games that are still striving to do better. Pixels is very hot too. So I don't know. I don't really have I'm not a big gamer, but I think that they will get their turn. Avalanche. Stinger says Avalanche will probably pump next. It's been down for a while. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't look like it when you zoom out, but that's been 3 months. It's like 80-something days since we first broke 70-something thousand and hit a high of 73,500. I mean, we're really, really close. Really, really close. No memes for me. My gambling is done on Sunday. I don't know. I still partake in memes sometimes. That's my gambling. Also, I still do leverage, although I kind of like toned it down. Now I'm doing like 3, 4, 5x leverage, and they have been doing well. Even if something crashes, you know, it's really hard to get liquidated with like a 3x leverage. But it's moving 3 times as fast. So those are like my gambling. Everything else, I'm just holding. That's it. Holding and DCAing. That's it. 400 million inflow, just Fidelity alone. I covered that. Today is like an 800 million day for inflow. Today was absolutely massive out of nowhere. Okay, like Fidelity's at like 400, BlackRock's at 200 something, ARK is at 100 something. The Bitcoin FOMO is building like crazy right now. Okay. Pretty soon we're gonna be sitting at like $100,000, and then people will get bored again because it stays at $100,000 for a while. And I'll just say the same thing like I'm saying now. Remember when Bitcoin was stuck under 70,000, right? Just like I remember, you know, I reminded people that you remember when Bitcoin was stuck below 30,000 or 40,000 or 50,000. It's gonna be the same thing. Once we're above 6 figures, we might dip a little bit. We might stay there for months, and then people get angry again. And I'm like, do you remember when we couldn't break 70,000 and now we're at 96,000 and people are bearish? It's going to happen again every single time once we get used to a certain level. But man, just think about it. Just think about the weight of Bitcoin being at $71,000 right now. And when we hit 80, 90, 100, I'll say the same thing. Just take a second to think about it costs $100,000 for a single Bitcoin. How many people, even today, can pull out $71,000 from their bank account and buy a single Bitcoin right now? Right now, if you had to guess. I would guess less than 1% in America has the ability to do that. I would guess even less than 1%. Probably like 0.5% of households in America can pull out $71,000 from their bank account and buy whole Bitcoin. For everyone else, that's not a reality, right? So for people that have DCA'd or bought low and now have 1, 2, 5, 10 Bitcoin, you're already in the upper 1%, you know, maybe even upper 0.5% or upper 0.1% compared to all the other Americans or people around the world that simply cannot do what you have done already, if you think about it. You should bring Peter Schiff and debate him. I can't. I'll admit defeat. You can't. First of all, Peter Schiff is very smart. Second of all, I'm going to share a rumor that's been shared with me. No, I'm not going to say it because he's going to say I'm defaming him or something. I'm not going to say it. But I heard rumors about how he likes to roll in his gated community in Puerto Rico. But the thing is, you know, it doesn't matter what you say because his argument will always be, well, just because Bitcoin's up now doesn't mean that it's not going to go to zero tomorrow. You know, doesn't mean that, hey, just because someone's willing to pay something for it, it's a greater fool's theory. That means you're just fooling someone else to buy. I mean, that's always his argument. You can never get him to say otherwise. And he basically admitted that. That's just his stick. He admitted that he can't be pro Bitcoin because he's known as a Bitcoin bear. So, I mean, he said that in a phone call with someone that I'm not going to name who told me. So, like, I know all these things about Peter Schiff. See, this is what happens when you network and you travel around and you speak to people. You know, you learn things. Uh, you can say that about everything. I guess so. Crypto Cafe, big super chat. I appreciate it. Are you still fond of ADA? Um, yeah, I'm not. I'm neutral on ADA. I think it'll still do well. People love Charles. Um, you know, it's going to be carried by Charles, but I hate to think one day when Charles is going to say, "Hey, IOHK is no longer going to be supporting Cardano because it's now completely decentralized." I hate to see that day come because I think we all know what's going to happen. That's going to be equivalent of Elon saying he's leaving Tesla. Doug, 10 gifted memberships. Thank you. You going to Nashville this month? Yes. I'm going because, first of all, for the conference, second of all, because there's going to be another IFC fight with this guy headlining. He was supposed to headline in Consensus. His opponent got injured, but he's going to be there. Others will be there. It's going to be a great fight. Everyone that attended the Karate Combat IFC fight in Consensus came out with a smile on their face. It's just one of the experiences. It's wild. The intensity, the atmosphere, the people that you'll meet there. I've met so many people there. It's amazing, right? Just, even from a networking perspective, it's amazing. If you guys have an opportunity to go to Bitcoin conference in Nashville, you should, and check out a KC fight. It's going to be amazing. Cybertruck soon. No when. I've seen a lot of Cybertrucks recently in Austin, and I gotta say they're growing on me. For Zaz, his son owns Bitcoin. Still win for him. He knows what he's doing. One tweet against Bitcoin gets him so much engagement. You know the funny thing is his son no longer talks about Bitcoin. He like shunned it. Like he gave up when Bitcoin fell down. Like he is not a Bitcoiner now. He's not a Bitcoin maxi. He's not even talking about Bitcoin because I was wondering. I looked up his son and he is no longer a Bitcoiner, which is weird. Or maybe Peter gave him a harsh conversation. I don't know. Had harsh words with him. I don't know. Alan, definitely want you there, man. Give you VIP tickets. You're going to have a great time. You're going to meet a lot of people. The Consensus was awesome. Like, met a lot of people, had a great fun, commentary. I mean, I didn't think I did that well at commentary. I looked at it. I didn't know. Like, Big Mike next to me actually had some really funny things. He related crypto, and he was talking, talking shit about Billy and stuff. I need to work on my commentary game. He was actually really funny this time around. IFC 1, he was just making fun, but this time he was actually cracking some good jokes. I need to do that. Did you see the Cybertruck that the guy shined a mirror finish? That would be, I did see that. That's a very bad idea. That's a really stupid idea. How are the baddies in Texas? Very down to earth. Very like girl next door. Yeah, and those clubs, I went to all the good ones, and they're all decent, not too expensive. Things in Austin are actually quite cheap. I guess it's not a tourist town. Prices are way lower than other cities I've visited, like especially compared to say Miami. Peter's son Spencer dropped Bitcoin because he thinks AI is the future. That's not an excuse. You could be into Bitcoin and AI. I'm into AI, but I'm still into Bitcoin. So that makes no sense. By the way, Super Trump pumped 500%. That doesn't impress me, okay? You look at a chart, sometimes these pump up 1,000% or 10,000% in a day, okay? That doesn't impress me. It could go down. You know, just because something went up 1,000,000% doesn't mean it can't go down back to where it started, right? I would just say with these memes, enjoy them, but take profits when they go up crazily, or you go regret you didn't. What do you think about 2024 Range Rover autobiography? I never understood the autobiography ones. They cost twice as much without giving you twice as much. It makes no sense, right? The 2024 Range Rovers look amazing, but they're like normally 100, 120, 130, but autobiography ones are like 230. It makes zero sense. Why? If you go pay 230 for an SUV, you go buy a Urus, and you could buy a used Cullinan, or a Bottega, you know, like they're much better cars. Or just go buy a G-Wagon, AMG G-Wagon, you know, they're way better than Range Rover autobiography. NBA Finals, Mavs. JH says, I'm thinking about getting a 2022 TRD Pro Sequoia with the last of the 5.7. I mean, they're not bad. They're still boats. The new like 2024 Sequoia TRD Pros, I'm not a big fan of. I thought Toyota could have done better. But the old Sequoia looks like a big boat. I mean, it feels like a boat. It drives like a boat. But I do love that 5.7 V8 they got rid of. The new ones just don't have the same kind of grunt. But old ones to the 6-speed auto, I like it. It's just very thirsty. They're very thirsty. When are you coming to Dubai? Maybe in winter. Summer is hot as F. I'm sure it is. I'm sure the next time I come back, it's going to have another flood. The worst seen in 80 years. It's just crazy. The only time I go to Dubai is when it has a flash flood, and everything shuts down. It's like absolutely crazy. Man, I'm going to miss Charles Barkley. They're not going to do Inside NBA anymore starting from next year. I guess NBC bought the rights. So he's not going to be talking about those big old women in San Antonio anymore. Those are the funniest. Barkley deserves all the money he gets for Inside NBA. He makes that show. George, I see you every day. First time live. Chad, nice to meet you. Thank you. Same to you. It was renewed for one more season? Who's the new NBA face, Wemby or Ant? Ant is right now, but Wemby could be the new face, depending on how good he gets next year. This year is arguably probably the best rookie season ever for any player. You could make that argument. And next year, he takes a step up, and he starts averaging like 25, 27 points a game, while still getting like close to 4 blocks, 12 rebounds, and maybe throw 4 assists in there. He's going to be an unstoppable force. And if he could shoot threes at 40%, he would really become the best player in the game instantly if he could do all those things. And he's not too far off. All right, guys. I think I streamed way too long. Way too long. But that's okay. All right, guys. Smash it a like. Subscribe to the channel. Bitcoin is around 71,000. Bullish signals all around. And we'll see where things are tomorrow. Smash it a like. Subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys. Oh, wait. I got something to show you guys. Hold on.
What do you think about Ripple?
Well, I mean, I think it's too centralized, but I definitely want to meet Chris Larson.